Welcome to Off Your Game episode 8 with Josh and Ronnie. Hope you guys are doing well. How are you doing, brother Josh?
I'm doing all right. Can't complain.
There we go.
I
Have
got
you-
to sleep in today, so
Oh.
it's always good. I love my bed.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not because of load shedding. I had to watch rugby from last night, the European Champions Trophy or Challenge Trophy. That is like the Europa League. So I'm sure you didn't watch it, brother Josh.
Watch the Champions League then.
The Champions League is the final today between Leinster and La Rochelle. That is the Champions League version of rugby.
And
So-
next
so-
week's final?
Next week final is what probably a little bit better than the Curry Cup. I
Oh.
think it's a regional. It's a regional, so it's like Super Rugby. So it's a regional.
So it's
competition.
like the championship.
Like the We're gonna get to the championship as well. Come on, Luton! Luton versus Coventry in the final. Have you been able to watch any of the semis?
Oh. Short and sweet, no.
As simple as that.
As simple as that.
Just quickly running through the football in the week, brother Josh. Newcastle played
It's
Brighton
weird. It feels like football hasn't happened for weeks and weeks and weeks,
Yeah.
but it happened 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
I did watch a bit of it. I was watching golf, so I was, but very, very disappointing result as a Liverpool fan. Obviously, to be honest with you, I had more hope that Newcastle were going to drop than United. United have 2 home games,
Out of the 3.
playing Bournemouth today. They'll win 2 of the 3.
And they just need to win 2 or 3.
2 of the 3. Yeah.
We will get to the top 4 battle. It's probably going to be Newcastle and Man United, but we'll try and thumb suck a way that Liverpool can get it.
Well, they're
Obviously,
still away.
they
Jason Bournemouth.
Jason Bournemouth. Come on, Bournemouth! Do your job, because I've been at gym. So I've got these Man United supporters that's coming up to me.
They're crawling out of the woodwork.
Yeah. So they're coming up to me and no Man City fans. There's one guy at the gym that watches Man United video clips every week, but he claims to be a Man City fan. So already there you'll get beat up because you're claiming things. But okay, so let's say he's Man City, but they are
I find it hard to believe there's Man City fans at the gym scene. There's only 8 Man City fans in the world.
in the world.
Apart from in Delhi, of course.
But so the United fans are coming up to me and talking about how Arsenal are bottlers and all this type of things. Okay, fair enough. We were a certain amount of points ahead, and so that is seen as bottling it because you were ahead.
I don't view it that way.
I don't
to be
view it
honest.
that way either, but if you now just think about it, you're now not a football fan that watches every week. This one team at such
Even
a
people who claim to watch every week say
Yeah.
it's a bottle.
But I mean, if you think about it, they had a certain amount of points that they were ahead. Yes, there was games in hand. Yes, Man City generally do well at the back end of a season. In fact, they do well every season at the back
I
end.
think it's 11 wins in a row now in the
There we
league.
go. And then also you have to add in their cup wins and the Champions League wins in that run. So they are just winning, winning, winning. But I don't call Arsenal bottlers. I'm upset that we weren't able to win the league. That we are not able to win the league because it technically isn't over yet, but we know it's over. But that's besides the point. Brilliant season, guaranteed to finish second, going to be in pot 3 of the Champions League. So it could be Napoli, Real Madrid, Arsenal. What country didn't I? And let's say Ajax. Well, Ajax will probably be in pot 3. So whoever's difficult in pot 4. Because Arsenal's going to be in pot 3, haven't been in the Champions League in a while. So it's
Hijack split.
yeah. The Croatian team that I think they're 9th in the Croatian league, and
So they'll probably be in the Champions League.
yeah, they'll probably be in the Champions League. But yeah, so these.
through brown envelopes.
Oh, that too. So your opinion on Man United?
Aren't they
season?
expanding the Champions League to 48 teams?
Yeah, but that's next season, 24-25.
How's that going to work? Do you know?
Maybe we should do a show about it because that's how long it's going to take to explain it. But the main thing there is, I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but there's going to be always a team that's done well in the past that maybe hasn't qualified that's going to be allowed in. So if Liverpool, for example, finish 5th this season and they are the biggest team that's done well over the years, AC Milan's another one.
So in this case, this season would have been Barcelona.
In what sense?
They didn't get in the Champions League this season.
Oh, you're talking about the previous season. I'm talking about the next one. So AC Milan and Liverpool
Oh, no,
both.
were they in the Champions League this season? Or did
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Oh, they
They
just...
went out of the... And then they lost to United in the Europa League. Remember, they were in Inter Milan's group. And who was the other
Oh,
team?
yes.
Who was
My
the other
bad.
team in their group? It was Bayern.
Yeah.
Bayern. So it
Bayern.
was Bayern and Inter went through, and Barcelona went to Europa, and then they lost to United. Bastards. But anyway, United's out anyway. So it just shows you how everything comes to Manchester United at the end of the day. It comes in full circle. Brother Josh, your opinion on Man United season?
I think people were overhyping this season.
That's my point. So that's why I'm asking you about it, because
The
they
thing
are
is,
overhyping it.
They've done all right. It's not been a bad season. I'd say it's been average.
Mm-hmm.
Average, I would put it at. In terms of points, okay, they're probably going to get top 4. But I mean, Liverpool have had a very poor season, and they've pushed. Even though Liverpool at their worst, they're still just pushing United. Chelsea have been diabolical.
Have Liverpool beaten Man United this season?
I think it's 8-2 on aggregate.
2? Liverpool. Gee whiz. There's that score again, eh?
Chelsea have been diabolical.
Yeah.
Tottenham have been extremely poor. And still are within 10 points of United, despite having Eric Dyer getting a new contract.
Eric Diarrhea.
Eric Dyer's a fan. Let's talk about Aston Villa. I believe that Aston Villa got some money. They've come into a bit of money. How is that? How is this happening? That players are being linked with Villa, players like Denzel Dumfries and.
Isn't it because of Unai Emery?
You think so?
And I'm asking because that's the only thing I can think of. But obviously, before Unai Emery, they bought that defender from Sevilla, the Brazilian defender. Forgot his name now.
Brazilian? Are you talking about the Moroccan guy?
No. They bought a Brazilian defender that was injured the last year.
Not Agar.
Hey? No, I'm talking about Aston Villa bought a centre back.
I'm thinking of West Ham. My bad.
I always do because of the claret and blue.
Yeah, they're basically the same. I don't know about him.
Yeah, well, he played for Sevilla, very good player.
So he'll be back next season, I assume.
He's already back. He's been on the bench the last 2 games.
But they got Tyrone Mings. He's probably the best centre back since Franco Baresi.
Come on, Liverpool! Come on, Liverpool! Get Tyrone Mings to play alongside Konate.
Apparently, Liverpool are looking at Timber.
Yeah, they've looked at him previously before.
But seriously now, wow. So the rumours go. I mean, obviously, we do know that McAllister is seriously being looked at, and the contract. I mean, the deal is. I don't know how close it is, but it's something that Liverpool would like.
So we are actually going to have a whole segment for transfer talk, even though we're talking about it now already. So
I just like to. I'm ahead of things. I'm on top of things.
He's ahead of things. So so my opinion on Man United is, so first of all, I've actually said on my Arsenal show 2 days ago that I rate Ten Hag. This is now prior to him joining Man United, so I can't change my opinion on him. I rated him at Ajax. Loved the way he played football, loved the way his team had this mentality, winning mentality, and Feyenoord just won the league. So we can't say it's a Farmers League, and I think that the season before that PSV won the league. I think so. That would be
less of a Farmers League than the Premier League.
Than the Premier League, yeah. Oh, just so by the way, what constitutes a Farmers League? One team winning so many league titles after the other, or what do you think constitutes a Farmers League?
I wouldn't say that. I would say you can look at it like that, but you can also look at it the competitiveness of the league, the teams, the quality of the teams in the league. Let's say.
Yeah, I think that's more like it. So, for example, Alexandre Lacazette never scored more than 16 Premier League goals for Arsenal. In fact, only once has he scored more than 10 Premier League goals for Arsenal. He is the joint top scorer in Ligue 1 on 26 goals, 12 penalties. 26 goals with Mbappe. And Mbappe barely plays. So when I say barely plays, he asks for time off, if I can put it.
If Mbappe had to play for Man City, how many goals do you think he would score?
He won't score 20 goals. Because he'd ask for time off. So he'll probably play about 20.
Ask for time off.
He'll probably play 20 games and score.
He doesn't have to ask for time off. He owns the club. He runs the club. So
yeah, I don't know.
They ask him, the other players and the management and the tea lady ask him for time off.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But just from a Premier League perspective, so we're going to get onto the top 4 and the relegation battle. So let's have a chat about the top 4 in the Premier League. Let's see if we get that bigger, if we can get everything in.
Brighton are a disappointment. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, not for Arsenal, because Brighton stumped by Everton 5-1 on the Monday before. Then come to the Emirates and beat Arsenal for the third consecutive time at the Emirates in the last 2 years. And then they lost, was it 4-1? 4-1 to Newcastle United. Come on, you magpies, you cartoons. Get in the Champions League.
Well, Newcastle only need to beat Leicester. I think tomorrow they're playing.
Yeah, they're playing tomorrow.
At home, I can't see Leicester. Leicester are garbage.
So Newcastle have 69 points. So if Josh agrees that Leicester will lose, well, he's not just agreeing, he said it.
I said it outright. Yeah.
Then Newcastle will be on 72 points.
Which will get them in the Champions League.
So that should be Champions League football.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool
71.
can score loads of goals, but they'll get to 71.
Yeah.
So you basically need Man United to drop 4 points, or how many points do you need Man United?
We need United to, assuming Liverpool win their last 2 games, which they have
so
to.
it's 71. So
We need 2 draws and a win from United. 5 points out of. So what I'm hoping for,
we need Chelsea here to do
a draw
everyone
today.
else. Okay, Bournemouth. And Bournemouth can win. United's not great away from home.
And then a draw. Even a draw is fine. A loss or draw is almost the same thing at this stage. Because
So what do United need? They need 5
6
points.
points.
Oh yeah, because 5 takes them to 71.
And their goal difference is huge.
So they do need 6. So let's say they beat Fulham, which I think is going to be an interesting game because of the FA Cup. Remember the FA Cup game? Mitrovic is back, so he's got the point to prove. So it is possible for United to not get 6 points out of the 9.
It's possible, but
It's possible.
I don't see it. But it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
today's
so-
the big game. If they win today, it's done. They
Yeah.
will win one of their last 2
Yeah.
games at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
If Bournemouth can take something today, then the pressure's on because then they're going to have to win both of the next. Assuming Liverpool beat Villa today.
Yeah, I think they will definitely beat Southampton. Southampton will be.
Yeah.
And probably if it is that they need to win it, because there's a chance that United may have dropped points, so Liverpool will be fine to get to 71.
Well, assuming the game today is not an easy game.
No, it's not. Yeah, I know, but I'm just talking about should they win today. So it's going to be a tough game, but Aston Villa haven't done well. I think they did win their last game, but they haven't done well the 3 games before that. I think they have 1 win in 3 before the last win. Can't remember who they beat.
They beat Tottenham.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that one. So, yeah, obviously, Aston Villa, they are currently at 8th, tied with Tottenham. So Aston Villa also has something to play for. They can get 6th.
They can, yeah. They're only
Brighton-
1 point behind Brighton.
Yeah,
Brighton have a
must-
game in hand,
They
but
must play City still.
they must play City. They must play.
Already
No, they played Newcastle.
So
I'm not
they've
sure
got
the
2
other 2 games are.
Oh, they still have 2 more games left after that. I think one of them is Aston Villa. So they must play Aston Villa, yes.
So Villa could go about
Could-
them by beating
yeah,
them.
Yeah, I think Brighton will win 1 at least. But then again, they could.
So you think Brighton will finish 6th?
I think Brighton will finish 6th. Yeah. So what is the conference league? Because remember, West Ham's
7.
going to win the West. Well, if they do win the the conference league, then they go automatically into the Europa League.
Does that mean the spot? It's still top 6, isn't it?
Yeah, top 6. Yeah, but I'm talking about conference league now. What
7th, I think.
is it? So Tottenham will be playing conference league.
Or
That's-
Villa.
Basically, I need Tottenham to play conference league. That's what it is.
The thing is, from a Tottenham perspective, it's obviously best if they finish 8th because
Then they
they're
don't
going to have a
go-
new manager coming in.
Mhm.
He's going to want time with the players, train. The last thing they want is conference league.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm just saying I want them to have so that they can have these things to worry about.
Do you think? Can we talk about Harry Kane for a second?
Yeah, if you want to.
Do you think he's going to stay at Tottenham?
No, I don't think.
Do you think he's going to go to United?
I don't know where he's going. I honestly don't. Bayern Munich need a striker.
I don't see him leaving England.
I also don't. But Bayern Munich, but just in terms of teams that needs a striker, Real Madrid. But Benzema is getting on, and he hasn't had a great season, and he's quite often injured. Benzema.
How come Osimhen is not linked with Real Madrid, or is he?
He probably is. I don't know. Can they? I don't know what. Again, what is their financial situation? Because
Real Madrid always have money. They
They
find
al- yeah,
it
they find
under
it.
the mattresses.
Well, it's that and the fact that they bankrolled by a bank
Exactly.
illegally. but we're not going to get into that. Watch the documentaries on banks and football teams.
What about Barcelona? They have a striker as well, but their striker is also getting on.
He's getting on here, but he's actually made the team of the season, Lewandowski.
No, he's still good.
Still good, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if, but like you said, I've literally changed my mind.
You know, I would go for if I was Real Madrid. He's a decent striker at City that's looking for a new challenge.
Erling Haaland, especially if they get the treble, then he doesn't need to do anything more. Maybe win the World Cup or what.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Do people care about the World Cup? Now I'm talking about the Club World Cup, not the national team World Cup. Do people care about that? Because it's like part of all the trophies. It's a trophy, so.
Klopp has won it, so we care.
Community Shield, come on, man.
Liverpool did win a trophy this season.
The Community Shield.
Yeah.
There we
3-1 they beat City.
There we go. So now it's a trophy, eh?
It's a trophy, yeah.
Arsenal versus Man City Community Shield. Can't wait. So that should be interesting. I actually thought that if the team wins the treble, that it's the Carabao Cup winners that plays, but I read
you hoping United lose to City.
Desperate. I want City to win the treble. Now that we can't win the league anymore, I want them to win the treble.
Really?
Because Man United fans are so happy that Arsenal have messed up the league. How nice would it be for them to have the treble? You remember the 99 thing? Man United won the treble.
Yes, I remember it well.
Yeah. So Josh, just finally, so it's now about hope. So prediction-wise, Newcastle 3rd, Man United 4th. Does that change from a prediction standpoint? And then we'll go to hope.
I actually think United will finish 3rd.
Okay. Because they have the game in hand.
Simply because I think Chelsea will take something at Stamford Bridge.
Okay, against Newcastle, yeah.
So I think Newcastle might finish on 72 or 73 points. United, it's going to be tight. It could end up being tied,
yeah.
and then obviously Newcastle will be ahead on goal difference.
Mm.
But yeah, let's see. I think Liverpool looks like 5th. I don't know how terrible it is to play one season in the Europa League.
Arsenal's been playing in a while, but they've not handled it well. They did make the semi-final twice, but in terms of your team selection, and Liverpool's obviously much stronger. Just quickly on Liverpool, the guys that's going, Milner going to Brighton, eh?
Looks like it.
So Milner, Firmino, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Keita. Your thoughts on Keita's time? Because there was a lot
Very
of money
disappointing.
I think so too. Yeah.
Just through mainly injuries, and
I really like him as a
even
player.
when he played though, in a different team, in a different system, he could have worked. I think actually, funnily enough, with the system Klopp's playing now, if he was fit and if he was firing, he could definitely work as a 8 in that system.
Yeah, in that system. Yeah.
But with the system they were playing, he was playing on the right mostly, which means he had to cover for Trent, and he just didn't have the wherewithal to be able to know when to. I mean, I don't know. It just wasn't suited to him.
And it was open. Liverpool were quite open when he played in midfield.
I was thinking about the Liverpool squad a few days ago, and it's all weird. They got a ton of midfielders. Even taking away all the midfielders that are leaving, they've still got Thiago Alcantara. My bad. Fabinho, Henderson, Elliott, who's playing as a midfielder, Bajcetic, Curtis Jones, and
Alexander Arnold.
if you wanna, you could say that. So that's
inverted.
They got Carvalho, who can play as a midfielder, but I suppose he's there as a forward.
I really like him.
I'm trying to think if there's somebody else that I'm skipping over, because it seems like and this season obviously there was Milner, theoretically Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita, but
come on, you Ox.
Liverpool they'd say 6 midfielders as of now starting next season, plus they're looking to bring in probably 2, I would say. So that means there's going to be 8.
Yeah, to play in 3 positions.
The thing is, I would look at. Do you think Thiago has got value? If they sold him now?
No, he hasn't, unfortunately. Age, injury, contract length. Brilliant player. Would love to keep him, but you can't. Long term. You have to think long term as well.
What do you mean? But I'm talking about selling him now.
Yeah, but you're now asking like they paid 30 million for him.
I'm talking like 15 million.
Oh yeah, no, definitely that. Yeah, but I thought you meant like more. Like
No, I don't
Close
see
to
them
50.
getting more than 20
20.
at the very
Yeah. No, then definitely.
Because all these players that are leaving are going for free.
Free. Yeah.
Bobby's going for free. Katie's going for free.
Free man like Morgan.
Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think they're paying for him to leave.
Yeah, they have to pay him.
It's not like Ndombele, but
Yeah. But yeah, we will get into it a little bit further when we get to transfer talk, because then we're obviously going to take that conversation further with regards to incoming. So we will get to that after we are done with chatting about Europe. Josh, let's quickly go through the relegation battle, which you know has changed every 5 minutes when we've done this before. So let me just quickly, because obviously we are not doing the slides this week. So West Ham are in 15th position. I know they're safe, but just due to the fact that Leeds United have 31 points, I know it's an 11 goal difference. They can still get 6 points, and West Ham can lose both against Leeds and Leicester, and then they're on 31. So that's the only reason why, sorry, not 31, 37, if Leeds win both games. So that's why I've got them in, even though I feel they're safe. I think it's Nottingham Forest, Everton, Leeds, Leicester to then fight it out. Southampton are relegated already. That's why I haven't got their games. We know they're playing Liverpool, the last one. So let's just have a look at the teams from 15th onwards. Josh, your thoughts on West Ham? They've got Leeds at home and Leicester away, or relegation fighting teams.
well, as you say, they're safe. That Leeds game is a big game for Leeds. I think West Ham will win.
Okay.
And
That's at the Olympic Stadium, or what do they call that? London Stadium.
yeah, that stadium with the track. Yeah, I think West Ham will beat Leeds, which means Leeds will be on 31 points with one game to go, and their last game is at home to Spurs.
And
Wow.
we all know
What a
what
game.
Spurs will do for them.
Could be Harry Kane's last game at Tottenham. I don't think Harry Kane will leave. Just so
Okay.
by the way.
Okay.
I'm
also starting to believe it less and thinking about the teams that would be in for him and affordability.
Leeds. Personally, I think Leeds and Leicester are down. I think Everton will beat Bournemouth in the last day of the season.
Okay. To just secure.
Probably, I think they'll get something at Wolves, maybe a draw, which will put them on 36 points. If they get a draw and a win, they'll put them on 36 points.
Mm-hmm.
Leeds will have to play West Ham and Spurs. They're not going to get more than
They're not going to
3
get 6.
points.
They're not getting 6 there, so that's a guarantee.
Forest have got to. Forest could be dragged into it. Forest could lose to Arsenal and to Palace.
Yeah, I think they will. I don't know. I think Arsenal's done, so it's possible. It's possible Forest will beat Arsenal. I don't know if they will beat Palace. So let's say they get 4. What does that mean? 38. Okay.
No, they find if they just need, in my opinion, they just need 1 point.
Okay, 1 point.
But if they don't
Get anything,
then Leeds could still.
and then yeah.
What's the goal difference? Their goal difference is worse than Leeds.
Yeah.
So if they finish on the same points as Leeds, they're going to be down probably if Everton get a win. So
sure.
I think it's between Forest and Leeds for that last spot. I think Leicester is going down.
Wow, that's good news for some of the players that other teams could.
You know what player that everyone's talking about, Madison and Tielemans, and the player that I would be looking at if I was a top 8 club is Harvey Barnes.
Me too. I love him. I think Arsenal should go for him as a forward replacement.
The only problem is
But does
he
he
plays
play
on the same. He plays on the left. That's
Yeah.
Martinelli and Trossard.
Trossard, yeah. We need a right-sided player, because I just saw a stat
Rafinha.
now. The player that's played the most, the right winger that's played the most out of the only player in 8 years to play over 3,000 minutes is Bukayo Saka.
And many Arsenal fans would say, well, certain Arsenal fans did say, there's the ones on the left and the ones on the right.
Left wing, right wing.
They would say that Saka should have been dropped a few games ago.
Yeah,
Or
but
at least rested.
he rested or something, but he couldn't. He didn't. He does well. It's weird because now
You could have played Jesus on the right.
Well, or Nelson. Nelson's been brilliant in his cameos, and he's actually a right. Even though he's constantly playing on the left, he's a right winger, but he's constantly playing left wing because I think Arteta likes the left footer, so he probably is looking at the Rafinha or somebody like that. That's left footed that plays on the right.
Inverted, as they
Yeah,
say.
or Arjen Robben. Anyway,
He still runs marathons, so he's still fit.
yeah, he's very fit. He did quite well in that marathon. But yeah, Josh, I'm going to obviously stick my neck out here because I think Nottingham will get something from Arsenal today. I'm going to go with Leeds to go. Oh. I want Leeds to make it. So Arsenal needs to beat Nottingham Forest, and I think Leeds will make it.
So you think Forest and Leicester are going down?
No, I think Leeds, because I think Forest is getting something today. That's what I'm hoping Arsenal win today, and I'm hoping Leeds stays in the division. But I'm going to go with Leeds, Leicester, and Southampton to go down. That is now just like my final prediction now.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the...
That's going to be the one. Righto. Europe, the Champions League. Josh, your thoughts on the Man City Real Madrid game?
Do I have to speak about it?
Yeah, I can't remember watching it.
I did watch it. I tuned. I carried on watching, but I was busy on my phone when they were 2-0 up, I think.
Yeah. Once again, they were exceptional. They were more exceptional than Real Madrid.
I couldn't understand why Rudiger was dropped.
Yeah, that was that.
Ancelotti's decision. I don't get that.
That's not the right one. But in midfield,
Modric looked his age.
He looked his age. Yeah. When Modric, a player that is somebody that's so good on the ball, starts kicking the ball out after 20 minutes, just so that they can have a breather, then you know. So you saying that showing his age, I thought City completely overran them in midfield, and it obviously it shouldn't have been 4-0.
Do you think that is a midfield thing, as in a superiority or a tactical?
No, tactical. Yeah, it can't be superiority, because even though he's old, Modric, and he controls Real Madrid's midfield, he controls the tempo of their game, I just think it was tactically they were able to overrun them, so they had more players.
Due to Stones stepping into midfield.
So they had one more player more than Real Madrid, because Real Madrid, they tend to allow the teams onto them, and then obviously the wide guys. So if it's Rodrigo playing, and
Vinicius.
The season before it was Valverde, and it worked. Remember, he's a midfielder that played right. So now with Rodrigo, Vinicius, and Benzema, I can't remember, did Rodrigo play on the right? Who played on the right?
I think so, yeah.
So this season that changed. Last season it was Valverde, or they had a central midfielder playing on the right with Vinicius and Benzema playing as a 2. So then your right-sided midfielder who should be bombing on.
So they're playing 4-4-2 in other words.
They were playing 4-4-2, diamond. They were playing the 4-4-2 diamond with Modric on the left, Valverde on the right, and then they had Chris, who's a little bit...
Casemiro.
And Casemiro at the back. Yeah. So they played a bit of a diamond system, even though on the TV it looks like it's 4-3-3 when they do the formations before the time. So that worked, and it worked to some extent against Liverpool and against City and against Chelsea in last season's run. But this season they went straight up 4-3-3 and midfield, because remember they haven't got, maybe they do have the legs, or no, they don't have the legs because they're older.
Well, they could have played Tuameni and Camavinga.
But then did they play Camavinga at left back?
Yeah.
So there's the problem. So he's actually done well, mostly. But I just thought they were overrun, and tactically Man City were superb. They should probably have won 6-0, in my opinion.
That was, Courtois was very good.
Inter Milan, so this is where we obviously differed, Josh. I said Inter Milan.
Inter
dominated both legs. Very poor from AC Milan.
Not a great quality of semi-final.
It was very poor semi-final, yeah. And that concerns me. Well, I'm not concerned, because do I care who wins the...
Do you think Inter have any chance?
There's sometimes football games where the team is so bad and so boring that they can...
That's what I'm thinking.
They can bore you into a win.
I'm thinking Mourinho against Pep in 2010.
Bayern Munich Inter. Was Bayern Munich?
No, Inter against Barcelona.
Oh, that one, yeah. Who was the managers of Inter and Bayern when they played in the final? Was it...
Not Inter and Bayern.
Yeah, I remember.
Did Inter get to the final after that? After 2010?
I can't
No,
remember.
2010 was that final.
Yeah, but it wasn't Barcelona.
But the semi-final was Barcelona. Pep's
semi-final,
Barcelona.
yeah. Okay, yes, I remember.
The final was Bayern against...
And Hinkes was he the manager?
I can't remember. Could have been.
I think he was. Then they got rid of him, and then they brought him back, and then he won.
That Inter team was a lot better than this Inter team.
By a country mile.
Old, but still good.
Militao,
Javier Zanetti.
Oh, those guys.
Samuel Eto'o.
Yeah, no, this team is crap. Yeah, if Man City play half as good against Inter Milan, they'll win by a couple of goals. So they don't need to play as well as
The
they did
only
against.
the only thing I would say is two factors that I give Inter a bit of hope. Playing in Turkey, playing in Istanbul,
Turkey.
could be intimidating for the Man City players.
And then also they've got that hair transplant place in Turkey.
The one, the ones not even with a two-legged tie,
Yeah,
no
obviously
chance.
it's done. It's done. Yeah,
But in a one-off game, anything can happen.
anything can happen. Yeah, I
Inter are gonna waste time from 0-0.
No. Yeah, yeah. I just can't see it when you just analyze everything. I just can't see it. So I'm gonna go with Man City to win comfortably on the day. Do you think it will be a bit closer than a comfortable win?
It could be. It just depends on how the game starts.
Yeah,
They could easily win 3-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
But then if Inter can get a goal, get physical, make it ugly, go down, cheat, basically. They're good at that.
They're good at that.
The Italian teams. It's possible. City are better though at cheating. They're the king of cheating.
Let's
Let's
leave it at that. Okay. Europa League, Josh, have you watched any of the games? I did watch both, even though there was load shedding the whole time.
No, I didn't, honestly
Okay.
speaking. But I think we both predicted this final.
Yeah, I said that I thought before the first leg that Juventus and Roma would go through, but then I changed it when we did our show.
Two weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Then I changed it to Sevilla. So we both had it there. I am still going Sevilla. I think, Josh, because of the Mourinho factor, you're still going Roma. I really wish I remembered.
I'm going to go with Roma.
With Roma, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so just on the two games, I obviously did watch it. Sevilla, Juventus. Juventus had loads of chances in the first half, even though Sevilla as well. They played that.
I see they had a play sent off.
Yeah, I thought that was like very late in the second half. They obviously did they play this in extra time? I think it might. Yeah, it went to extra time, and then Eric Lamela, I call him Lamela, he scored the winner. So Sevilla deserved winners, but Juventus did give them one hell of a game.
Lo Celso plays for Sevilla at the moment, eh?
I think he plays for Villarreal. I think so.
I always get confused between
With the
Sevilla
two,
and
yeah.
Villarreal.
And Leverkusen Roma, terrible game. Leverkusen had loads of chances in the first leg, loads of chances in the second leg. The €100 million rated Diaby, that's very strongly linked with
Mourinho against
Arsenal.
one of his old players again.
Against who?
Xabi Alonso.
Xabi Alonso, yeah.
He played for him at Real Madrid, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah. So, very poor game. Leverkusen should have won over the two legs comfortably, but Roma doing their job. Obviously, took their chance in the first leg and didn't need to score in the second leg. They just needed for Leverkusen to
Classic Mourinho masterclass.
continue to miss their chances. Did you get to watch any Conference League, Brother Josh?
I didn't, but I believe there was some incident after the game.
Yes, there was
in the Netherlands.
Yeah, massive brawl. These are the type of things that I enjoy, unfortunately. And there was a video circulating on YouTube. One of the top boys of West Ham, a huge lump of 140 kilogram individual, stood here at one of the barricades, and he just punched every single Alkmaar person. It was like boys, 16 to 18-year-olds. They were all running up this ramp, and this one big 50-year-old West Ham hooligan, he just did this the whole time, and as all these Alkmaar players started falling backwards. Alkmaar hooligans. But yeah, Basel Fiorentina, very disappointing. Basel were fantastic in Fiorentina, winning away, and then they were very poor in the second leg. The score is 3-1 there. So Fiorentina, who I tipped to win the whole thing, they eventually did make it. I am changing now to West Ham because of Declan Rice. So I'm going with West Ham to win.
Is Declan Rice going to Arsenal?
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. We don't speak before the time, but we will get to transfer talk shortly. And then obviously West Ham, they were good.
Where's the final?
This final is in Prague, Czech Republic, so not too far from Hajduk Split. I think it actually might be their stadium. No, that's Croatia. I'm talking about.
It would be funny if somehow, I know we've said they can't go down.
Yeah.
But by some miracle they go down.
Yeah.
And win the conference.
That will actually be.
And City win the treble and then get relegated due to financial doping.
So Arsenal can get some points so that they can't, for example, only take away 7 points or something, and then Arsenal still don't win the league.
15 points.
I know they're supposed to give 15, but if they maybe find a way to... geez, this is quite a funny picture. So, Josh, we've got transfer talk. You are on the left, so you can go first. So, what you believe is true, what you hope for, so those type of things. With regards to Liverpool, transfer talk.
It's difficult now because Jones in the last
He's picked
8-9
up.
games has been brilliant.
He's been brilliant.
To be honest with you, I wanted him gone. I didn't rate him.
I remember.
But he has been in the new system that Klopp's been playing with him more advanced, not having so much defensive responsibility. He has been really good. That being said, I still think, I said McAllister from early on in the season that I'd like him at Liverpool. It looks like that's going to happen. I don't think McAllister's going to transform Liverpool, but he's going to be a good option in midfield, probably on the right-hand side, to play in that advanced
So
8.
left 8 or right 8?
A right 8.
Oh.
I would say he's going to fit in, at the moment, if he joins, he would play in the position Henderson is playing.
Oh, that's basically what I'm asking.
And Henderson would then
So
become
then
a squad player.
Jones, Fabinho, and McAllister. Is that the starting midfield 3, or do you want the other?
I would personally look to sell Fabinho.
Okay, so then another deal.
And bring in... Well, I know Liverpool fans want Ugarte. What's your opinion on him? I haven't seen much of him.
Who's he?
Ugarte. Manuel Ugarte.
Remind me again, where is he?
He's playing in...
Germany?
No, in Portugal.
Oh, okay, I know. He plays for Lisbon. He played against
Sporting,
Arsenal.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, he played against Arsenal. Because I remember the name, and I remember he had a good game against someone. He was the reason why Arsenal got knocked out of the... Yeah, he was brilliant. Yeah, he would be somebody that I would veto. Yeah.
The other player I would look at would be Paulinho, but just... I'm a big fan of Paulinho of Fulham.
I think he should be the number one.
But he's... Not that 27 is old, but I think Liverpool are looking at players in the region 21 to 24.
Oh, that
McAllister's 24, so that fits
Easy.
in. Yeah.
Doesn't look 24.
How old does he look? 40.
50.
He doesn't look that old.
Well, I didn't know he was 24.
Yeah, he's 24.
She was.
I
I like him.
So I would look at one of those two as a DM, and I think you could get 25-30 million for Fabinho. Maybe go to Italy.
But are they gonna? Can they afford 25 to 30 million?
Don't they even have that?
It's 2-year loans.
They can pay it off.
2-year loans. That's what's happening in Italy the last couple of. But now that things are going well for the teams,
I don't think Liverpool will sell Fabinho. Not for a second. I'm just saying what I would.
Oh yes, yeah. No, this is your thing. It's not. Liverpool's
Yeah,
thing, really.
I think Liverpool are going to look at bringing in, selling Matip, and bringing in a centre back. I know they're looking at Timber.
So you can actually play across the whole back four, Timber, because he generally plays in a back 3. So
which is what they're looking to play, more of a back 3. So maybe that's why they're looking.
Okay.
With well, it's a back 4 with Trent playing as a
Inverted,
dual role, but I think that's why they're probably looking at Timber.
Timber, yeah.
I don't know. What's your opinion? I know Kim is also. That's more United. United are looking at.
Yeah, that's big money. That's big.
No, apparently he's got a release clause of 42 of 48 million euro or something.
Sure. If that's the case, then Liverpool really should be going there.
Apparently, he wants United though.
Is it? Well, I wouldn't if I was you.
But
Kim
Min-jae, from the 1st of June, I believe, or no, 1st of July, his release clause is activated
after the 30th of June,
and it's 48 million euros.
Yeah, there we go. Is there a forward line? You're good there. Jota, Nunes will come good next season.
You think so?
Yeah, I guarantee it.
I think Liverpool are fine, to be honest. I don't think they're going to buy. I don't think they're going to buy a forward. Gakpo can also play as an 8 in the system Liverpool are playing.
Yeah, the 3.
But I think they like him as a 9 because he's intelligent plays. He's taking over the Bobby role.
He's good. So yeah, I think I agree with that. Fullbacks, cover. Chimika's still good.
I would personally bring in a right back because I think Trent can play in as an 8. Yeah. If they want to play 4-3-3 at certain points next season, he could definitely be on the right of an 8.
I agree.
And then they could bring in another solid right back. Someone perhaps like if Leicester get relegated, Pereira.
Yeah, he's good.
Maybe you could get him for what, 15, 20 million, 25?
Possibly, yeah, because of the fact that they're going to be really good.
The other player that I know Liverpool are looking at in midfield is Well, obviously Mount, but I wouldn't bring in Mount. I don't think. I think they got enough forward.
Thinking 8.
Maybe a Gravenbach of Bayern Munich as a young
That
player.
would be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the Liverpool side of things. So from an Arsenal standpoint, I think Arsenal needs to get both Caicedo and Rice. So let's look at that. So,
In your opinion, is Caicedo a DM or a...
yeah, he's a DM. Yeah, so he would be both of the. So
and he can play right back.
And he can play right back as well. Yeah. So for me, if a Caicedo, and it's very difficult for this deal to happen. So I think Arsenal are definitely going in. So listen to my words. They are going hard in for Rice. I'm not saying they're going to get him, because you've got other clubs that can pay loads of money. I do believe Ornstein when he says Rice wants Arsenal. I believe that. I believe Arsenal would be willing to pay, obviously, installments, 90 million in installments. That doesn't matter if we believe he's not worth that much. West Ham do. And they are obviously going to try and push for that situation where, okay, so yes, they would maybe respect Declan's wishes and allow the deal to happen quickly. In that case, Arsenal will get him. However, if they want to be funny and wait for Chelsea to start coming in, then that is a problem, because Arsenal's not going to pay 150 million for him. Chelsea will. He's not worth 150, he's not worth 120, he's not worth 100. I really rate him, and I think he will be perfect for Arsenal. So Rice and Caicedo. Then Caicedo, as Josh just said, he's very good across the pitch. So he can track, he can tackle, he can pass. Arsenal like to play with progressive midfielders. But we maybe now need players of the Rice and Caicedo ilk. They're quite high when it comes to the tackle stats in the Premier League this season. And Arsenal don't really have anyone there, even though they have more ball.
If they were to get both of those players, what would you be your starting 11 if you had everyone fit?
That's tricky to say
before we talk about other sides, but as of now.
Before I get to that, so that is Arsenal's problem. So remember, 70% of the season, same team. What happened in the back end? Because you cannot have that same 11. The team started to drop off. Take away mentality and the fear of Man City. Just from a standpoint, the team dropped off. Saka dropped off because of the right back situation. White dropped off. Thomas Partey dropped off. That is a very key 3 players in Arsenal's system, because we attack mostly from the right. Yes, we do use our left. Zinchenko comes in, Xhaka and Martinelli.
And Xhaka's obviously leaving.
He's going to Leverkusen for 13 million. I think that's a decent deal, because basically I think he would have wanted a 3-year deal. Arsenal were only willing to trigger the option. So he has a year left on his contract. So 23-24 is that year. And then trigger it for 24-25. I think it's time to... And I think for personal reasons he wants to go back to Germany. I think his wife... they want to go back to Germany, so all good. Just don't get Diaby in return. 100 million. He's not worth 100 million. He's not worth 50 million. But he was atrocious.
Didn't Diaby play for Arsenal in the 2000s?
That Diaby is Vieira number 2. But anyway, I'm just now bringing that point up because we are heavily linked with Diaby, who plays on the right, left footer, so can assist Saka. However, he's very, very expensive and he hasn't got a good output. He's got less output than Saka and more expensive. Even though technically you can't put an amount on Saka because he came through the Arsenal system. But basically, I've now went...
But then Arsenal are going to have to sign... Because both Rice and Caicedo, as you say, are DM. So they're going to need someone to replace Xhaka as a...
No. They both can play both positions, the 6 and the 8. So that's why I'm now coming to the starting lineup. So Thomas Partey in the season, so he's been brilliant when he has been 100% fit. And now we're getting to a point where he's getting on. He's got external issues. Yeah, he's going to be 30 now. Yeah. So maybe he's not that old, but just from what I've seen now. So this is the first season where he was probably mostly fit. Remember other seasons he went out and Arsenal struggled. And the form dipped considerably in the last bit. So it could be injury related. We don't know what the reason is because it's not being said that he's injured. But ever since the international break, where Arsenal took a physio to Ghana, he hasn't looked the same. So there has been a knock. He was actually taken out of the second game of that international break. And since then, when we came back, he hasn't been himself. Yes, Saliba was out and it affected our right side, which is where Thomas Partey comes in. Right centre back, right wing. So that 4 there is vital when it comes to Arsenal, and that is where their form dipped. Finally, I'm going to get to the team now. Okay? So, and you can also, after I'm done, say with your wishes, your starting lineup. Should the league season start?
For Liverpool.
For Liverpool. So with those changes, I personally don't believe, because I don't think Arsenal are there yet. I don't believe Arsenal will get both Rice and Caicedo. My mindset needs to be changed by Arsenal being proactive. However, should they get him in, and I believe that we need a different striker. If we're going to sell Balogun, which I don't want us to do, he's doing well in France. Again, I'm now not getting to the team, but I need to explain all this.
There's not a lot of top strikers around.
There isn't. But Arsenal do need a different type of a striker. In terms of mobility, maybe not hold-up play and skill level, but they're quite the same. Balogun, Nketiah, Jesus. Not really that tall, not extremely strong in the air. So they are all similar. I would like us to get rid of Nketiah, but we've got him on a long-term contract. And our team's going to pay his wages. He's on a high wage. And he will cost way more than he's worth. And he's not really that good.
Vlahovic?
That's the one that I want. But all the big games, he's flopped. All the big games for Juventus. All the main games against Inter, Napoli, flopped. Flopped in the didn't he score? Oh, he scored a brilliant goal in the semi-final. Scored a very good goal. But then he also missed 2 other chances. So he flops in the big games. That's my concern. But that's the player that I would like. I don't know if Arsenal will go back in for him, because apparently when Arsenal tried to get him, his agent didn't pick up the phone. Not Vlahovic, his agent didn't pick up the phone because they wanted Juventus. And what happened was they ended up getting less wages at Juventus, and Fiorentina are still owed money from that deal, whereas Arsenal would have paid it by now. So, stupid Fiorentina. Did he play for Fiorentina? Yeah, it's Fiorentina. So, okay, let me stop now with that. Arsenal's team. Saliba and Gabriel, centre-backs. Hopefully they are both fit when the season starts. Ramsdale in goal. I'm concerned about Zinchenko's defending long-term, but on the ball is brilliant, and Arsenal are on the ball.
Do you think Tierney's going to leave?
I think he might because he needs
to Newcastle.
Yeah, possibly. Because they've now got Champions League football, and he might start.
And I think he's a step up from Burnley.
I think so. Yeah. So
and Burnley is a useful utility player. He can play centre back.
Centre back as well. Yeah. So I do think that could happen. So Zinchenko at left back, only because I can't see Arsenal. We linked with Cancelo now, who can play right back and left back. That is a type of player that
would like. Be a great signing.
Yeah, but they want 70 million. Man City. They're not going to get that. Bayern's not going to pay it.
And will they sell another player to Arsenal?
There's rumours now that they have a high regard of Arsenal, so they won't be selling anymore to Arsenal. That's the rumour going around. But that's the type of player that can play right and left. Right, so Ben White will continue at right back. Hopefully
Would you sign another right back? Are you happy with Tommy?
I just said, no, I need a right back and a left back.
Okay.
I am happy with Tomiyasu, but...
No, but assume that's if you got to consider, but most... there's not a lot of Dennis Irwins around.
The menace. Okay, so it's going to be Ben White, Zinchenko. So basically, I've got the same back five that's been for 70% of the season where Arsenal were good.
Obviously, Arsenal going to have to sign a centre back.
Yeah, because we need to get rid of Holding. So they're going to probably look for a right-footed centre back, and then in midfield. So this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to go with, and this is now assuming it's both Rice and Caicedo. I'm dropping both Thomas Partey and Jorginho, because I feel both can play 6 and 8 as well. So I'm going to go with Caicedo holding, Rice left 8, where Xhaka plays, and Odegaard up front. That's going to be my 3. I do believe if they do both come, that they will not play often together. Funny enough.
But, so, they almost, Rice should be playing as a left 8, but also dropping in because Odegaard is playing more as a 10.
Yeah. So they could come back as a 2, which will be very difficult to get through.
And then play 4-2-3-1.
Something like that, yeah. But it will morph into that. It will always be 4-3-3 fluid, with your fullbacks being inverted as well. So that could be interesting. But then again, with the fullbacks being inverted, there is already 2. So you don't need to play 4-2-3-1 unless it's against a Liverpool or somebody like that. Or Manchester City. That's if they're in the league next season. And then obviously up front, I do believe Arsenal need a different striker. I don't know how they're going to go.
Tony would have been perfect.
He's my one. So he's the one that I wanted, but unfortunately, he did certain things.
He likes a bed.
So if he's out for 8 months immediately, he cannot be bought in January. Am I correct?
Why?
I'm asking.
January's
Is that
ban
it?
is up. I mean,
Is it up? So then
sometime in January his ban would end.
So there we go. You can then sell Nketiah in January. I know they're not gonna, but I would like us to get Ivan Toney. That's the perfect player for Arsenal. So it's obviously going to be Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, and the output needs to improve even more now. The output hasn't been bad in terms of minutes played.
Vegos might be available.
Stay at United, buddy. So yeah, so that's my team. Josh, with your hope, your 4-3-3.
Allison, obviously. Robertson, the Robertson, Konate, Trent for now.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Trent can move into midfield and Liverpool get a more solid right back.
Agreed.
I would look at Calvin Ramsey hasn't played, so they bought Calvin Ramsey.
Yeah, I remember the Scottish guy.
But I haven't seen him,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't know if he's any good or not.
Maybe in pre-season he gets a chance and then he can.
I do believe Gomez can play right back,
Yes.
so he can be the backup if you like.
Europa League
Centre
starter
back, right back.
or Champions League starter.
My one issue is Virgil.
Yeah.
So I think you need a player that can, as you either Timber or a
Yeah.
Kim, who can push Virgil.
Yeah.
And Konate as well, because Konate is injury prone.
Yeah, he is.
Konate's never going to play all season.
Yeah, I want.
So obviously there's Gomez, but I don't think Gomez is at the level. I think you can win the Premier League. Not that Liverpool are going to win the Premier League next season, but they are theoretically looking to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can win the Premier League now with Gomez as your starting centre back for a lot of games. So they're going to have to bring in a quality centre back. Obviously, Matip's probably going to leave. As far as the midfield is concerned, as of now, with my wish would be
Paulinho, McAllister, Jones.
See, that left side is a tricky one. Jones is on current form, but again, how long will it last for?
Yeah, but then he's a good squad player. He's in the squad. He won't be sold, for example. Bellingham would have been perfect.
The thing is, if Liverpool could have got here,
sure.
maybe they are going to keep Fabinho and maybe look at a left-sided 8
yeah.
rather than a DM, because they still got Bicep you can play as a DM.
Yeah.
I don't think he's at the level yet at his age. He's only
Europa
19,
League,
but
Europa League.
But
phase him in.
I think McAllister can play that role. Definitely in a 2 if he's going to play in a 2 with Trent, if need be.
Yeah.
So I actually do think they need another 8 who can play on the left. So whether it be Gravenberch or I don't think Mount is an 8. Do you think Mount is an 8?
Yes, I do. That's where Arsenal would be looking to. Ornstein says Arsenal are looking at him as well.
If you get Mount for 40 or for 45 million.
I think that's what they're talking about.
But not for 70.
No one's going to pay that. There's no one. There's no one on this earth. But I think he might have
The
one.
only team on this earth who would pay that is Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's already there.
So maybe they loan him to Arsenal and buy him for 70. But yeah, I think he's got a year left, so that's why it's going to be under 40. Well, it's going to be 40
I haven't heard Liverpool interested in Caicedo at all.
Well, they were. So I don't know why it's not anymore. If
Somebody
Arsenal push for Rice, they can go for, but it's going to be expensive. So I don't know what the amounts is that they can pay for midfielders.
I don't think Liverpool have that big of a. I think they're going to look at the expensive midfield is going to be Alexis McAllister, probably about 70.
70. Yeah.
Then they're probably going to look at another one for in the region of 25, 30. And
So
for
it's
that, you
basically
probably
the
have to look to Europe.
So it's basically the same as Arsenal. We need to get 2 proper midfielders in. They're both expensive. So it's the same situation where
I think Liverpool would prefer a Premier League proven.
Oh, yeah.
The other player that is going to be available, who I like, but a lot of clubs are going to want him, is Romeo Lavia.
Yeah, he's also wanted by Arsenal. But there's a lot of clubs that. So it just shows you, top 6 teams.
All the teams are going for the same players. There's not a lot of world-class players. It's a handful. So it's you're swimming in the same pool. If you're Arsenal, if you're Liverpool, if you're City, if you're Chelsea, if you're Man United.
Yeah, Chelsea swimming in all the pools. Liverpool as well. But
Liverpool this season.
Liverpool, yeah.
And then up front it would be, as of now, Jota, Gakpo and Salah.
Okay. There we go. So we'll put those teams on.
But
So
Diaz and Nunes obviously
Yeah.
also on the left.
I
Jack
completely forgot about it.
Charles could play up front.
So yeah, so we're gonna leave it at that for this week's show. I think it was an awesome show. We're trying out something different without the slides, where we get to just spitball, as they call it. Josh, just upcoming shows. So obviously Off Your Game, we recorded on a Saturday, so that's why we don't discuss in depth the weekend, because we're recording it on a Saturday, but I do post it on a Sunday. And then the Gunning Truth, I record it as an audio format as well as video on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. And then I obviously post that on a Friday. And then this show is a bi-weekly show, so me and Josh, every second Saturday we get together. However, during the week on the Saturday that we don't get together, we are going to be recording short videos if there's anything happening that week. So this upcoming week, there's no Europe.
There's midweek games.
So there's midweek Premier League games. I think United, Chelsea.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
City are playing against
Brighton, United, Chelsea. So we'll review that if it's like related to the top 4 battle, because the league is done, accepted. Well, I haven't accepted it, but I know that it's done. So I haven't even accepted things from 2002, to be honest. The Leeds United. So I actually want them to be in the league, but they're the team that cost us 2 league titles as well as Bolton. So
Harry Kane cost us the league last season. I still like him.
Did he?
Well, he should have been sent off.
He should have been sent off.
Ended up in
I
a draw.
remember.
Liverpool would have won that game.
Oh yes, yeah.
The tackle on Robertson.
The Robertson tackle. Yeah. So
Harry Kane can shoot someone and not get sent off.
But he speaks in glowing terms when it comes to Harry Kane. So Josh, the watch-alongs that we're going to be doing, I keep on mentioning it. So in the off-season, there's going to be obviously lots of transfer rumors and stuff. But I really want to see what it's going to look like for us to do a watch-along. The first game will be the 1986 Hand of God. Is it 1986? Semi-final? Quarterfinal. It was quarterfinal. Yeah. Who did Argentina beat in the semi-final to get to the final?
Not England.
Well, anyway, that's going to be our first game. I think I found...
that's actually a good question.
Yeah.
They played Germany in the final.
Yeah.
West Germany.
So was it not the semi-final?
No, it was the quarterfinal. Oh. But
interesting to find out then. How's that for being prepared?
If I were to have if it hazard a guess, I would have said Italy.
Possibly. But didn't Germany beat Italy in the semi-final?
Possibly.
So there we go. So we clearly know what we're talking about.
I don't think Brazil got. Did Brazil get it?
I can't remember. Well, I wasn't born, so I can't say I can't remember. So we'll get to that. But
it was definitely the quarterfinal against England.
I'll take Josh's word for it. So we're going to end the show there today, brother Josh. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Up the whoever is going to... We want down the Man United. Come on, Newcastle.
Jason Bournemouth.